What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Filip Latocha, and today we are discussing the end of life of the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2 in my current shoe lineup, or is it the end of life? Anyways, we're going to discuss how many miles I've got on this shoe, why I'm putting it on the shelf right now for a little while, and where we go from here. Let's talk about it. Alright, so before we get into the actual shoe review, just make sure you like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You guys know how this already works. If you're already a continued subscriber and a viewer of the content on this channel, thanks so much. Love you guys a lot. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, first things first, Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2, the specs for this shoe in specific. I'm going to list them wherever they fit on either side of the screen. And as per tradition, yeah, let me show you what the bottoms of these shoes look like, and then you're going to get a better idea as to why the shoe has reached the end of life. So, here we go. This is the left foot, and that's the right foot. So, as you can probably see in the right foot, the plate has been officially exposed, and you're not going to believe how many miles I've put on this shoe for this to happen. According to Strava, and I'm going to be clear about this, this is all road miles with a very mild gravel in some places in the city of Chicago and in Silverthorne, Colorado while I was running in this shoe. I have approximately less than 175 miles on this pair of shoes, and I've already tore up the midsole and the outsole of the right foot. And now, historically, if you guys have been watching this channel, you know I seem to have a problem with this in the city, and it's happening for two reasons. One, of course, is that it is partially my fault that my running stride is slightly uneven, where my right foot does have this more aggressive strike to it on the anterior side of my foot, and my left foot seems to be a little bit more controlled, which is, I guess, good. But in a way, this is, of course, an imbalance and historically has been a problem for me, as I have broken my left foot in the past before for being the lead foot in my running stride. And the second issue here is something that's a little bit less in my control, but obviously I can change the environment of which I train in, is that in the city of Chicago, when you run on the lakefront path, which is my usual stomping grounds for all of my training, running, workouts, the road is slanted towards the lake. So if my traditional route is to run from south to north, and the road is slanted towards the lake, and the lake is on the east side while you're running along the path, this shoe is going to lean naturally on the anterior side by a very slight degree every single time you run. And you think like, oh yeah, if I'm on the path and it's like way away from the actual lake, it's not going to affect me. You would be wrong to assume that, because from the Lakeshore Drive road, it's always leaning towards the lake, because the water has to flow back into the lake when it rains, when there's snow and that snow melts. All that water has to go in that direction. In turn, you will notice this on your shoes if you are as aggressive of a runner as I am, that this wear and tear on the anterior side of your right foot is going to be more predominant. And if the theory holds correct, there should be a little bit more wear also on the left foot, as it is going to be leaning, again, a little bit more anterior, and your push-off is going to be against the outside of the shoe as well. And in this case, the wear and tear seems to be more, of course, in this heel region, where I may be having a more of a midfoot strike with my left foot, and it's probably caving in the process with the shoe in that area. Granted, on the outside here, when you're running on the roads inside the actual city of Chicago, it cleans itself up just a little bit better, and as you can see, there's not a whole lot of wear here on the left foot of the shoe again. So, this brings up a lot of questions for me. One of those, of course, is, has there been any sort of material changes or rubber formula changes in the shoe that could be making the life of the shoe far less than its predecessor, the Vaporfly Next Percent 1. And to be clear, this is not an uncommon occurrence in all of my Vaporfly shoes. I do have a video of it somewhere on the channel, I'll link it in the description, that I do tear these things up pretty bad on the anterior side of my right foot. In this case, this shoe probably has just under 300 miles on it, And this is the shoe I wore during the 2019 Chicago Marathon. So you can see I ran a 3:10 with 20 seconds. Pretty cool, I suppose. But, of course, that's why I'm asking these questions now, is maybe I got to do some research on what's going on with the outsole rubber, if the formula changed, if there's some sort of construction difference that isn't on, you know, the upper of the shoe that's affecting the way the bottoms of the shoe are impacting the ground, and why the wear and tear is a little more specific. And now, to be clear, these mangoes that I've had since, I'm going to say, mid-2021, this is the left foot. Well, let's see what the right foot looks like. These have just about 200 plus miles now, and you can see that the wear and tear is a little bit more focused now on the inside anterior side of the shoe, and isn't really shredding too much on the outside anterior, which is, I guess, a better sign than previously. Granted, I haven't been training in these a whole lot, but it is a little bit more interesting now to see that this wear and tear pattern's obviously pushing in more. But let's focus on this issue here. The concern ultimately is, how am I going to get to a point where the Vaporfly Next Percent can at least hit the 250 mile mark in my training regimen, in order to prevent this from happening when I need it for training runs or a race. Because here's another thing, like during the Chicago Triathlon Super Sprint, I ended up opting in for the mangoes instead of the Vaporfly Next Percent 2s because of this wear and tear, which had me a little bit, you know, kind of angry, but at the same time I really enjoyed these mangoes and how they felt versus how the Aquatic Blue or Screamin' Blue were feeling. And yeah, it's just it's a shame. It's just something I gotta look into a little bit more. Maybe it is worth changing the environment in which I train in the Next Percents with, knowing that their lifespan is short. It's a racing shoe, it's not a trainer. However, I love training in this shoe, and I think a lot of people do as well, because they just love running fast on a day-to-day basis with little to maybe a mild fatigue afterwards, and that's what the shoe is ultimately accomplishing with carbon fiber plate Zoom X setup. So the $12 billion question is this the end of the life for the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2s in my shoe lineup? On paper, yes it is. However, I am going to experiment with a silicone spray on this outsole rubber to see if I can rebuild it in a way where I can potentially save the foam at the very least. Because as long as I have the foam, I think we got something I can still work with. As long as I can also, you know, silicone spray the rubber, I can probably find a way to replace it. Granted, I would like a silicone spray that's got the same consistency as this outsole rubber as well. But there is a room for experimenting with this on that front to see if I can get some more miles out of the shoe by simply, you know, just trying to fix it myself. It's not impossible. I've heard lots of good things about it on YouTube. I know a lot of people in the comment sections have given me suggestions to give this a try, so this will be something I will be experimenting with in the future with this particular pair of shoes. And if it works well, maybe I can revive some of my older Vaporfly Next Percents that I have kind of shelved, because then, you know, I can pump out like another 200, 300 miles per pair if I'm able to fix them with a spray. That'd be really sick. I can save a lot of money being able to do that, and I would have a lot of, you know, I have a quality experience while running if this is a prominent solution or a possible solution for me in this case. But yeah, I'm just going to end the video here. So in summary, as of right now, I do really enjoy this shoe. However, I'm not a fan of this like drop in shoe life from 250 miles to like 150, which that really disappoints me personally. And I understand that this isn't maybe entirely Nike's fault unless I can figure out if there's a change in the outsole rubber form. But again, this is just the cost of being an aggressive runner who is running really fast on a daily basis and doesn't really take easy runs easy. And well, here we are, you know, this is just what happens. So I think I'm going to end the video here. If you guys got any solutions to fixing shoes, whether it be, you know, the silicone sprays, if you guys literally just cut this rubber off and just cover it up with something else like duct tape, I don't know what you would use. I imagine the sprays are probably the best move here. But yeah, I mean, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. If you have the similar lifespan to this shoe that I have. If you're a forefoot striker, if you're a heel striker, stay out of my comment section, okay? Because this is a 4-foot runner problem right here. So, yeah, I think we're just going to end the video here. And, yeah, I guess that's it for now. So, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one if there's a part 2 to this development.